Welcome to Infinity Capital, everyone. My name is Raj. So we are going to discuss Gabriel India Limited. I'm on the Gabriel investor presentation, okay, for August 2021. Going to show you something important as to why I'm looking at this company. So they have this company makes shock absorbers, and they have a leadership position with a market share of around 40%. So this is one of the reasons why I'm looking at, so they have a very significant amount of market share in the shock absorber suspension segment, right? So once we come on screener, we'll know that company was formed in 1961. It's a pretty old company. So they manufacture over 300 models of ride control products. So basically shock absorbers, struts, front forks and other things, right? So they have a vision of being among the top 5 shock absorber manufacturers in the world by 2025. Whether it's going to happen or not, we don't know, but the current numbers look pretty promising, and that is the reason why we are looking at this stock. So 67% of their revenue comes from 2 and 3 wheelers, and this is something important. Why? Because we'll just go through the revenue mix here, and you will see that the revenue trend in the 2-wheeler segment has been growing for Gabriel. So the revenue is growing at 4% in the 2-wheeler and 3-wheeler segment, and the 2-wheeler and 3-wheeler gets the highest revenue for them. Passenger vehicles get 22% of the revenue. So passenger vehicles has seen a degrowth in revenue trend, so around 15% of degrowth, and commercial vehicles has seen a degrowth of around 11%, right? So this is something noteworthy, but the fact that 67% of the revenue is coming from 2 to 3 wheelers, so it is a positive thing according to me. So channel mix, 83% comes from OEM, 13% from replacement, and 4% from exports, right? So very small portion of the revenue comes from exports. So here we get to know about the market share. 25% of their market share they have in 2 and 3 wheeler segment, 18% in passenger vehicles, 75% in railway commercial vehicles, aftermarket 40%. So significant amount of market share in all of their segments. We are just going to go on Tijori quickly and check, what sort of numbers they are talking about. So Tijori is another fantastic place to come and do a review on the stocks, right? So see guys, 75% market share in commercial vehicle, 25% in 2-wheelers, 18% in passenger vehicles. So pretty much the same as what we are seeing over here on screener. Now interesting thing about Tijoris, you can click on the source and find out where they have got this information from, right? So this file is opening, just a moment. So it's a fantastic website where you can go and do review. You can review the, do a fundamental review on the companies, right? So see here, 2-wheelers, passenger, they've given you a segment breakup. It's an auto ancillary company, location wise breakup, customer segment breakup, all of that. So we'll wait for this file to open. I'm just going to show you a couple of other things, right? So this is the rating of the company. They have around 100 crores of bank loan facilities, so it's given AA stable rating, right? And if you see here, they have a cash surplus of around 232 crores as of May 31, 2021. They don't have any significant loans in the company. So when you click on balance sheet, they have only 15 crores of borrowing. So they have around 15 crores of investments and 255 crores of cash on the balance sheet. So that comes to around 270 crores. So pretty healthy balance sheet, looks pretty robust, guys. There has been no equity dilution whatsoever. Okay. Let's see if this, yeah. So this is, so 75% they've taken it from the company's investor presentation only, right? So that is where they've got these numbers from. All right. So let's quickly go and check some of the other numbers. I'm just going to show you where they are exporting, but it's only 4% of the total revenue, so that's pretty okay. However, what we need to keep in mind is that this number can grow if the export keeps on growing. So if you see, the trend in the export numbers has been very promising between 2021 and 2022 numbers, very promising. There has been almost 100% growth. Obviously this could also be on the back of low base, but it is growing, so it looks pretty promising. Okay. And who are the customers? So these are the customers that they are catering to: TVS, Okinawa, Bajaj, Mahindra Electric, Hero Electric. So uh, Ather or Ola Electric, Piaggio. These are the companies that they are catering to, right? And that's it. Apart from that, they have listed down where they have their plants. It is pretty well spread out all throughout the country. Okay, these are the plants and the segments served, listed over there, so you can come and check this presentation by yourself. Who are the customers in the two-wheeler, three-wheeler, all the top names, right? Passenger cars, all the top names. CVN Railways, Indian Railways, all the top names. So marquee customers, a great customer base. Okay, let's go on the investor sheet. If you'll see that they have increased their promoters have increased their promoter holding. So earlier, last year, they were holding around 52.75, and now they are holding around 55%. So they've increased their holdings. So any time the promoter is buying back the shares, it's a very good thing, guys. They have more confidence in the company and they want to buy back their shares. I look at it as a positive, right? FIIs have around 3%, DIIs public has around 6.76, sorry, DIIs have around 6.76%, right? And there are some other marquee investors, ICICI, Lombard, and so on and so forth. So we'll just quickly go and check their shareholding pattern. So when we click on the shareholding pattern on the BSE site, we'll get to know that 45% is out with public. Out of this thing, if you see, HDFC holds around 6.7%. Foreign portfolio investors have around 3%. So some very marquee investors are in this company. So around 30% is with individual investors, that is retail. So this is the number 24 and 6. 30% is out with retail. Then there is this person, Kuldeep Chand Anand. He must be one of the promoters. He owns around 1% or so, and then there are some NRIs, ICICI, corporate bodies, and so on and so forth, right? So pretty promising shareholding pattern, according to me. Okay, and when we look at the cash flow has increased. It's doubled since 2016, so that is pretty good. Balance sheet, zero borrowings, 15 crores is negligible, no equity dilution whatsoever. Around 225 and 15, so that's around 270 crores of cash they have. Very robust balance sheet. Okay, profit and loss, if you'll see, pre-COVID, so between 2019 2016, they were doing an average sales of around 1700 crores average between 2016 and 19. However, so they saw, if we look at the average of 2016 to 19, they didn't see any great dip, because they were still doing 1700 crores of sales. And currently their sales are at 2031 crores. So it is back to pre-COVID levels. And if the sales keep rising in the two-wheeler segment, four-wheeler segment, we'll see continued sales growth in this company also. Obviously their margins have taken a hit. So the average margin was around 8.5% between 15 and 19, and that has come down to around 6.5%. So obviously this must have happened because of so when we click on expenses, the manufacturing material cost has gone up significantly, right? So that's the employee cost has gone up also. So if they are able to increase their margins, by to at least 8.5%, that will be very good. So that will increase the profitability for the company. They don't have any debt. So that is also good. Now if we see in 2018 they were doing 94 crores of profits. Okay, and pretty much they are back to those same levels, back to pre-COVID levels in terms of profitability. So overall the numbers are good. The sales numbers are also pretty promising, much higher than the average of the past, before the pre-COVID level. That is the reason why we are looking at this company. So they have expertise in shock absorber struts. They have majority market share, and their sales are also increasing. So we keep on adding the plus points. What are the plus points for the company, and why we keep looking at it? At this, June numbers are very high, but last year there was a very strict lockdown, so this is high for most companies. So nothing fascinating over here. Okay, on a PE front, the stock's median PE is around 21.6. Currently the stock is trading at a PE of around 21.4. Okay, so PE, the median, it's trading around its median PE. Now we want accelerating sales and profits. Okay, so we want accelerating sales and profits. 21 PE, price to sales of 1. I think it is pretty decently priced right now. Promoters have increased their holding by 1%, so that is also a very good thing. All right, now let's go and do a technical analysis. So if you look here, basically in March 2018 they were doing profits of 95 crores, 94 crores. Okay, and their profits are back to 94 crores. So another reason that you'll see that the stock is pretty much trading at the same level. Okay, so why are we looking at it when the profits are at 2018 levels? Why do we want to buy this share? So couple of things from a technical front. If you'll see that the stock is continuously trending upwards, it is going upwards, right? And then the stock was basically consolidating within this 27-30% range, right? So if you look here, from August 2020, it is pretty much not gone anywhere. Since August 2020 it is not gone anywhere, right? So it's pretty much flatlined. Okay, and now the stock is trying to break out. So there is this huge weekly bar, and then there is this bar. Stock has closed up, and it is most probably it is trying to break out. So what has happened, if you see, the stock was basically trading within this range between March 18 and May 19, and then it broke down. So there is some sort of supply pressure here. Once this supply pressure eases out, we can see a quick move to at least 214 to 20 levels, right? So what is the trade analysis here? If we see the 50 days trending upwards, the 200 days trending upwards, overall the trend is up. Okay, and the numbers have also come pretty good, and the stock has also responded very well to the numbers, to the June numbers. So I'll be looking to accumulate the stock between 124 and 144. This is the level that I'll start accumulating the stock. If the last week mid cap and small cap stocks have taken a hit, and they've corrected by at least 10 to 12%. So if we see this stock going sideways, we'll start accumulating. Even if this stock doesn't go sideways, I'll be buying it on Monday and then adding as and how it moves. Okay, so this is the analysis, guys. I'm going to keep this stock for the next 2 quarters, see what sort of numbers come in for the next 2 quarters. Overall, the two-wheeler numbers are pretty good. TVS Motor, if we go and check, their quarter-on-quarter numbers are very promising. Pre-COVID, they were doing around 4,600, 4,800 crore of sales per quarter. So the numbers are back to pre-COVID levels. Let's check Bajaj Auto as well. I'm not sure if their numbers are out yet. Just a moment. Yes, so Bajaj Auto numbers are out yet again too. And Bajaj Auto was doing around 7,400, 7,500 crores of sales per quarter. And the numbers are higher than the average of 2019. This goes to show that the numbers are coming in at the same clip for all two-wheeler companies, and the fact that Gabriel's 67% revenue come from two-wheelers and three-wheelers it is imperative to know that what are the two-wheeler, three-wheeler numbers like, right? So 67% of the revenues is coming from two, three-wheelers, and the sales are rising. So makes a good case to buy this stock, hold it for at least 2 quarters. You know, if the next quarter numbers are good, we can expect good returns out of this. Overall, from a technical perspective, you know, if it breaks above this level, I'm expecting it to reach, you know, at least 220 to 240. So at least a 50-60% returns from these levels. So overall, we've made a good case for the company, you know, and I think that this can be a good bet for the next 2 to 3 quarters. Quick disclaimer, guys, this is not a buy sell recommendation. You know, it's an educational video. Thanks a lot for watching.